Hey, it's Maria DB from Soul Sister Wives. I've been giving something some thought. I was watching the tell all, and Cody Brown kept trying to avoid answering questions and talking about what went wrong. I know everyone has moved on, but something about it didn't feel right. It seemed like Cody didn't want to hear what anyone else had to say, like he was trying to end the conversation on purpose. He told Suki at one point that he didn't want to be gaslit by her or anyone else because they had a biased view of what had happened to him. To be honest, I don't think he knows what gaslighting really means. He loves to use that word, but it's funny because gaslighting is a way of psychologically manipulating someone into doubting their own memories, perception of reality, or even their sanity. Gaslighting is often used in abusive or controlling relationships to keep control. The gaslighter will deny what they did or try to convince the victim that their version of events is wrong. Cody is trying to make himself look like the victim here. When someone makes the victim's feelings and experiences seem less important, they are gaslighting them. But we know that Cody was in charge of the relationships, so he can't be the one who is being gaslit. If he were really being gaslit, he would be the one who was hurt. But in reality, he was the one in charge, trying to shift blame and avoid taking responsibility. One of the main techniques is deflection, in which the gaslighter shifts the blame to the victim, making them feel like they are the issue. They won't share important information, which makes the victim feel alone and confused. That's exactly what Cody did in that episode. He said things that didn't make sense, went back on what he had said, and tried to change the story to fit his own. Cody gaslighted David by saying he wanted a guy's weekend with him. I think that's just a load of crap. Then, when David said something like, "Sure, we could do that, but there would be rules," I'm sure those rules meant that Cody wouldn't go. David and Christine were probably just trying to be nice by not saying they wouldn't do it. But when Cody heard this, he totally lost it and said, "No, I wouldn't do that." This kind of contradiction is a common form of gaslighting. But I noticed something else about the conversation between Cody and Christine at the end of the episode. They were talking about how Cody would meet David for the first time. Cody thought David was trying to flirt with Christine. He didn't say it directly, but that's pretty much what he said. He talked about how he was a family man, a grandfather, a cool dad, and how he didn't know what David wanted. A man doing that in a polygamous world is often seen as trying to hit on someone else's wife. I can tell that Cody still sees other men as rivals and wants to own them. Robin didn't want to watch the videos where Christine was trying to say that Cody wasn't jealous of David and their relationship. Cody's face turned red, but Robin said it was fine because he wasn't angry or jealous of David. That could be true. Cody might not be jealous of Christine anymore, but there is still some bad blood between them. He doesn't want to talk about Christine, and when he does, he brushes her off and even goes back on what he said by saying they should do something and then calling her undermining. Here's the best part. Christine posted on Instagram that this scene was filmed in October 2024, probably on the 2nd or 3rd of the month. They were in Sedona for the shoot, so, while they were in Sedona, Christine had already asked for custody, paternity, and child support. Give that some thought. I can only guess how hard that must have been for her. If I were her, I would be a wreck before it happened. She might have been thinking, "I don't know if I can do this." But David was there to comfort her and say, "It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I have you." She must have been very anxious, especially around Cody. Cody doesn't know who she is anymore. She did everything she could for their family and did what he asked because Christine is the type of person who goes all in when she says she'll do something. I can tell that Christine is scared to be around Cody, and not just a little scared, but really scared. I believe there are things that happen behind closed doors that we still don't know about. The more distance she has from him, the more obvious it is that she's angry and upset. She wants him to pay for what he did. It's clear that Christine is the most ready to call Cody out for how he treated her badly. She needed some time away, and now she has it. Being with David has also helped her see things more clearly. And I know that David has been honest about going to therapy, which seems to have helped her a lot. Christine has talked about how Cody used the women in his life, how he tricked them, played mind games with them, and led them on. Now she sees how terrible he was to them. She is linking her own painful experiences to what we all saw, his mind games and manipulation. I can see why Christine would be nervous about being in the same room as him. Being around someone who hurt you can bring back a lot of bad memories, especially if you have PTSD from those times. Like Christine said, I agree with that, and it makes sense. People like Cody will lie when they're in the same room as you, trying to change the truth. People like him don't change. They don't want to change. To keep control, they either lie, manipulate, or shut things down to keep other people away. He only takes responsibility to end a conversation, not because he really feels responsible. Christine is anxious because she is afraid of being around him. It's common for abusers to draw their victims back in, so it's important to set limits and stick to them. I know this from my own life. I'm not a psychologist, but I've seen how important it is for someone like Christine to be strong. Christine had just filed for child support and custody a week or two before this was filmed, so there had to be a reason for that. She didn't want to be around Cody because she was scared, and she made that choice for herself and her daughter truly. She clearly couldn't handle things on her own anymore, so she had to go to court. Cody, on the other hand, wasn't happy with what she did. When she talked about the chance of them all getting together in the future, you could tell how he felt. Christine even said, maybe a double date someday, but we aren't ready yet. We don't spend enough time together to heal. Cody then said, maybe not. No, for personal reasons. I don't think so. He didn't care about Christine's idea and called it undermining. He shut down the idea of getting together or going on a double date, even though he had said before that he had a better relationship with David and that he and Christine don't talk anymore. It's funny because he said he would be open to meeting again in the future, but when it was brought up again, he shut it down right away. Honestly, I don't think there will be a double date. I think Christine and David were just trying to be nice at that moment, but I don't think they'll ever hang out with Cody and Robin. Suki then asked him, why not? When Suki asked him, why can't you heal this? He said, for personal reasons. She really gets in the way. After that, he wouldn't say anything. Things got really weird for everyone. He didn't say anything for a long time and just stared at Suki. He even picked up a piece of lint and put it on the floor at one point. Suki asked, what are you doing? And he said, oh, I had a hair. It was like he was trying to make himself known, and it made things tense. I pictured him with steam coming out of his ears, just like that. But saying that Christine is undermining is so wrong. In fact, narcissists often act in ways that hurt others. They want to make other people feel bad, avoid taking responsibility, and make people feel less important. So I'm sitting here and thinking, what does he mean by undermining? The word means to slowly or subtly take away someone's power, confidence, or ability. It's a sneaky way to make someone less confident or effective, slowly taking away their power or position. In other words, Cody is saying that Christine has power over him and can make him weaker. But to be honest, I don't think he really knows what undermining means. He thinks he's being undermined because he doesn't want anyone to question his authority. He doesn't want anyone to make him feel less sure of himself. He doesn't want to deal with the fact that his actions have hurt her. He just doesn't want to hear the truth. He doesn't have to deal with what he's done if he can stay in his little bubble of superiority and not talk to Christine. I think the real problem is that he's mad, and it's because Christine is asking for child support. I think that's what's really bothering him. He told her not to leave him, which is crazy. You can't force someone to give up their legal rights, especially when it comes to child support. He has to support his child by law, but he tried to make her ignore that. And anyone who gets out of a situation like that is doing what is best for their child. It's about doing what's best for Truly. What does it mean to the child if you don't fight for them? Christine is showing Truly that she cares about her daughter's health. She is also legally setting limits on paternity, custody, and child support, all of which are very important for Truly's future. That child support agreement was final on May 21st, but Christine had already filed in September before this was filmed in October. You can guess how angry Cody was at that point. I think he's mad that she had the nerve to ask him for money to help with the kids. He fought with her about it. He even filed a counterclaim, which was totally mean and petty. Everyone knew what it was, him being mean. Truly turned 15 in April, and the court has to listen to what she has to say now that she's that old. She is about to finish her first year of high school, and there is no way they are going to take her out and send her to Flagstaff. Cody never really cared about Truly the way he should have. He would have made it happen while he was still with Christine if he wanted her to live in his house full time. But he didn't. He let her go after Robin. I can tell he fought just to get back at Christine, not because he really wanted to live with him. Cody is also upset about the bad things people are saying about him. He says that the internet has it all wrong about him and that people are lying about him. It's obvious that he's not happy about what people are saying about him. And, of course, he's probably upset about how we see him, since it seems like we're taking away his power and sense of self. But when he has the chance to do the right thing, he won't. That makes me think he's still messing with my head. He says whatever he thinks will help him get out of trouble. I really don't think Christine and David would ever want to be in the same room as Cody or Robin. Janelle has even said that she doesn't want to be around them. Christine? She doesn't say much about why she doesn't like Cody. She's going right for the throat, saying how bad Cody has been to women. She talks about how he mistreated them, left them behind, and threw them away. During the pandemic, Janelle also told Cody something. He told them that being in these relationships was making him live less long. I think he meant that he didn't want to be in a polygamous relationship anymore because he thought it would be bad for his health. And then he says things like, I didn't want to be with them anymore. I pushed them away. I didn't care about it anymore. Is that enough responsibility for you? If you just said you were sorry and meant it, Cody, maybe it would be. Janelle and Christine, on the other hand, said that Cody and Robin will never take responsibility for what they do. I really don't think Cody hates Christine because she tries to make him look bad. Christine holds up a mirror to him, which narcissists hate. They don't like being around people who tell the truth. Christine is his scapegoat because she's the only one who will stand up to him. Some people might tell her, just get over it. But I believe that being able to talk about what happened to you is an important part of getting over an abusive relationship. These women have every right to tell their story for as long as they need to, because what they went through was more than just hard. It was hell. What do you think about this? Do you think this is why Cody was so mad? Please tell me in the comments below. Also, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later, guys.